I have my two newest miniature building authority buildings here. This is the new Double Townhouse, and this is the Tudor Tavern. And this one is fairly impressive for a miniature building authority building. It's 3 stories tall, and I'll just start here with it. It has this double doorway, and this is the most detail on the entire piece, this doorstep with the multicolored stones. Otherwise, I don't really care for the paint scheme on it. It's probably something, again, that I would have done myself. I would have gone with a very simple paint scheme like this, but then you kind of realize, oh, it needs a little bit something more. I might return to this and weather this a little bit, but it's very stark and austere. You can see through the windows here, even though it's kind of honeycomb. It is very hard to see. Here's a pin. Okay, they go back a ways in there. The other windows are easier to see through. They don't have this kind of hex pattern to them. It has 2 roofs that come off. Yeah, I'm taking one of those off. And here's the rear entry. So here a thief could sneak out the back. The adventurers could sneak in from this way. Or you could have sniper, commandos, and so on. Here I still have this in the plastic wrap, so when you get these from Miniature Building Authority, things are neatly packed away. So on the inside you can kind of see, okay, there's the stairs leading up, and those stairs actually cut through. That will be to the 2nd floor right in here. Now I've added the 2nd floor plugins or tiles, these pieces of wood. There is a gap. Which isn't a big deal to me between these. So here's a little gap. This piece is actually kind of heavy because this is resin of some sort for the steps leading to the 3rd floor. So on one side it's 2 stories, this side obviously, and then over here it's now 3 stories. It almost landed perfectly. So up there you got this little upper area. Somehow again, if you could have a large warjack in the top floor, yeah, he'll easily fit. So go ahead and put your large beasts or monsters in there for other games. So the party could be staying up here on this floor. The other floor could be for other guests, and so on. And then of course there are some windows here, and you can see that the movement of my finger through them. So there is some true line of sight available there. And this actually, the roof, it can kind of go on either way. What's odd is that then there's a fireplace in the middle of the room. I don't really care about that detail. Look, gray chimney pots. So that's pretty exciting for me. However, overall on this building, I'm not terribly impressed. Again, $119.95 is the list price. You can get it on sale, or maybe through a different vendor. Sometimes other vendors sell it online for cheaper. But it is a nice building in terms of its structure. I just don't care for the paint job. The only other thing I want to note about it is not even on this side, which can easily slide up to another building. That's fine. From this angle you can see this is all I'm talking about. Is it's just that would be straight. This is at an angle. Not a big deal because this side should be out on a street. It's not really one of the sides that should be butted up against a building, but just a minor detail you may want to know. Overall, the inn is about 6.5 by 7.5 inches. That's its footprint on the table up to this top roof. It is, I believe, something like 8 inches, and then this chimney with the chimney pot, it adds another about another 2 inches, so it's a little under 10 inches tall. Moving on to the new double townhouse, it is much cheaper. It's $74.95, and it's about 4 inches deep. With this larger, the black building with the black tiles is the larger one, and that's about 6.5 inches tall, and then the whole thing is 8 inches long. And at first I thought I wasn't gonna like this green door, but it's kind of grown on me. This has as well. This is where the pipe is emptying the rainwater to be collected in this little barrel. At first I thought it was some kind of mop and broom or a butter churn. So sometimes even now when I look at it, I still see a butter churn, but it's not. So up here the steps lead up to this floor. Let's take a look inside there first. That's definitely the more exciting half of the building. And when you look in, fine, there's a window looking out. Here's another window. But there's a false floor here, so it does go down deeper. So then down below, you could have a rat swarm from Games Workshop for Skaven or Warhammer Quest. You could have treasure chest. That's an unpainted Herstarts crate. There's also a Pegasus Hobbies crate down below. It's about three quarters of an inch deep. So anything you can fit in there, a dead body for a miniature, maybe even a dungeon entrance. This is how the adventurers get into the dungeon, is through this kind of cellar area. And then, love this detail here. This is probably one of the best painted miniature building authority buildings. Here, you want to get into that little area, you could polymorph into a rat and crawl through, or a possum, or any other kind of animal. I like the brickwork here, the brown bricks. Much more colorful building. This is the little dormer that it juts out. And then the other side, red chimney pot, is pretty much more of what you would expect from miniature building authority buildings at this point. You have your second floor ledge that pops out. Plenty of nice windows for true line of sight. Again, just more color on this piece. Even if there's there's too much white right here, maybe I go back over that with a little marker or something. This is one detail where I really wish they had a hinge so we could close this window, but no, it's solid. And again, that green door, which just adds a little bit of color and character to the whole piece. I just wanted to finish off by once again pointing out, in case you hadn't noticed, that yes, the buildings can adjoin to each other, and that's pretty much the whole point of the European buildings from Miniature Building Authority, is how nicely they adjoin with each other. And then I think they have a new barracks that goes against the walls that they produce. I've been using Games Workshop walls in the background. But this one, my final thought, yes, I would suggest getting it. The Tudor Inn, I would give it a pass unless you have that $120 kicking around, or they have a sale, which they occasionally do. You should get on their email list to find out about that. And thanks for watching.